Fuuto EP8, Episode 8. Now, let's count your sins. The episode starts with Philip and Shotaro patrolling the residence hallway, saying that right now both of them don't really have a prime suspect for the investigation. Until the bad gadget catches Kana walking down the opposite hallway. When Shotaro catches her arm, he tries to understand what's going on since she came to him bothered at the night of the murder. She asks from Shotaro to let her go because she told both of them everything that she remembers, and when he let go, she runs away. Philip raises up that after that night she came to Shotaro, her memory became clouded. Kai looks on and she tells the two detectives that she's going to get Kuya no matter what by using her body. In the middle of the night we hear Kurumi screams, and when everybody comes to the bathroom except for Kana, we see Kai's lifeless body floating in the bath. When Philip looks at the surrounding scene, he sees that the murder was too clean in comparison to last night's murder, but it's still the work of the alcohol dopant because he can still smell it. After picking up the body, he sees something, so he requests from Shotaro to regroup everyone. In the main hall, Kuya explains to Philip and Shotaro that the last time that he interacted with Kai is when she was talking to him alone, until Kurumi saw what Kai was doing and they started arguing, so he left for his room, leaving both of them alone. Kurumi states that after that fight she just walked away, but when Shotaro asked her that when she found Kai's body, she remembered to put on the mask back on. Kurumi retorts back that she didn't want to get disqualified because of Kai. And when Shotaro asks Kana where she was and why she didn't come to the crime scene, she tells him that she doesn't remember anything and she always finds herself waking up in strange places. After Philip and Shotaro leave the main hall, Philip gets a phone call from Ryu, and Philip asks from him to come to the residence without the police. Akiko, Tomike and Ryu enter the revolved gari and he drives them to the residence. Philip asks from Shotaro his opinion about his theory who the killer might be, but he needs to know who Shotaro thinks the killer is. Shotaro tells Philip that Kai seemed to be the most likely person to be the killer, with her butting heads with most of the contestants, but until she died, that might leave Kana. But Shotaro believes that Kana doesn't feel like she's the culprit to him because she was the one that invited both of them to enter the residence, and she did try to warn them about the dopant. So Shotaro believes that she needs to be ruled out. Philip, complimenting Shotaro for understanding the nature of humans, tells him that he made him more confident about his suspicion, while Bonda is listening to them behind a wall, amazed by their detective skills. We see the revolved gari trying to remove snow that blocks their way. Tokime remarks to herself that something about it doesn't feel right. It's been 4 days since Philip and Shotaro entered the residence. The weather looks like it's getting back to normal snow. Shotaro enters the dining room when he sees Kyu sitting down next to his grandmother, Bonda and Kurumi, while he gets a letter from Kana telling him that she's leaving the residence. When Kurumi asks Kyu if she won, he looks visibly angry. We see Kana walking away in the forest until she gets confronted by Kurumi. She removes her mask and pulls out the Accle Gaia memory, but Kana kicks it away. We discover that it wasn't Kana after all, but Philip in disguise. Not his first time doing it, I can guarantee to you that. He takes the memory and he remarks that specific type of memory is very powerful. The only people that got to use those type of memories are just associated members of the Museum Foundation. Philip continues to explain that all the past users of the memory died because of the memory's powers. Kurumi took it away from Kai, that was the user that actually double fought, but before it, Kai had it before Kuyumi that just used it once transforming to the alcohol dopant and immediately dying after. And in the end, Koyumi got it from Kana. She used it once, passed out, and because of that she has problems with her memory. All 4 contestants were used as experiments, and they used the entire contest as a bait by a third party. Bonda is listening to all of it behind a tree, being absolutely amazed by Shotaro and Philip's detective ability. The alcohol memory flies away to its real user, but suddenly an army of masquerade appears and Shotaro and Philip fight them. A pile of snow that blocked Akiko, Tomike and Ryu's way opens up, so Ryu transforms into Kamen Rider Accle and he turns into a bike, and Tomike is shocked by that entire revelation, but she still gets to ride him. They come to help Shotaro and Philip after they defeat the masquerade army. Tomike tells them that she feels a big powerful energy coming from the resident, but suddenly a big laser shoots at them, but they luckily duck it. Out of the ground, the Scream Dopant appears. Ryu tells the 3 to leave to the resident and to leave the Dopant to him. He starts fighting the Dopant, but her powers are too much for him, so he uses the Trial Guard memory and he transforms into Trial form to avoid her attack, because that form is possibly faster than the speed of sound. Shotaro, Philip and Tomike run to the main hall of the resident. When Shotaro opens the door, he remarks that he knew it was you. To end the episode, I absolutely love this episode. This entire murder mystery is absolutely fantastic. The way they were planting hints of who was the murderer out of the 4 contestants, or at least what's left of them. But it still kind of keeps the mystery behind Bonda and what the hell is going on with him. And is he connected to museum? Is he connected to Foundation X? What's going on with him? Who is the actual alcohol dopant? Is it the grandma? It's probably the grandma. It is the grandma probably. Or they would do the entire it's the butler thing, because that's funny. They should actually do that. Last 2 episodes in my opinion represent Double's detective story to the damn T. So I'm very excited for episode 9. Thank you very much for watching. I implore you to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and have a great rest of your day.